This lesson introduces you to 7 info zones, each of which has a different purpose. News is content created to inform you about something, be it an issue, an event, a person, or something else. You should expect news to rely on facts and present information in a manner that is as unbiased as possible.
In health news tonight, there is a growing outbreak of a mosquito-borne virus that is linked to birth defects.
News should not include opinion. It's intended to give you, the consumer, the information you need to make up your own mind about a subject. Opinion, on the other hand, is content designed to persuade you with a reasoned argument. The most persuasive opinions are based on facts, but the creator is usually selective, focusing primarily on the facts that support his or her argument. In contrast to news, opinion does not seek to give you all the information you need to make up your mind on your own. Rather, it seeks to convince you to agree with the viewpoint of the person who created it. Some examples of opinion are editorials and columns in newspapers and on news sites, commentaries on radio and television.
The $153,000 snakebite bill is a window into what makes the U.S. healthcare system so distinct and so dysfunctional. The insane way the U.S. healthcare system prices drugs and services.
And blogs and YouTube channels that represent the views of their creators who aim to sway you to their point of view. I'm sure you're familiar with advertisements. They're everywhere. The primary purpose of ads is to sell you something, a product,
hey, minican coming through,
or a service.
You messing with the wrong daddy! I'm taking you home.
Why?
Car Finder on the Hyundai Genesis.
Even a political candidate.
Sometimes our choices are clear. I have a proven record in the private sector and in public service.
Ads aim to convince you that your life will be better if you purchase or support the product. Ads are usually created by a company, organization, or a group that buys space or time in media for promotional purposes. But ads increasingly are being made to look like other kinds of information, such as news or entertainment, making it more difficult to identify them for what they are. This is an ad for the Chevy Traverse, but it's made to look like an entertaining short video, hosted by an actress from the popular television show Saturday Night Live. Most viewers probably find this a lot more engaging and possibly even more credible than a glossy 30-second TV commercial. And the selling features of the car seem more natural and authentic than a traditional car commercial, but it's still designed to convince you to buy the product. The main purpose of entertainment, of course, is to entertain, to amuse, please, relax, or distract you, which often means eliciting an emotional response, such as laughter. Publicity might be a little less familiar to you. It's information that's created to promote something, a person, a product, a service, an event, a cause, or some other public or private interest. Often, celebrities, companies, and political candidates work with public relations or PR companies to promote positive or flattering information about their clients to journalists through written or videotaped news releases. These are public announcements created to get the attention of journalists. They land in our inboxes every day. These press releases may include some facts, but the facts may be taken out of context and are almost always one-sided. Our job as journalists is to look into the information, report on it independently, and make sure that anything we publish, post, or broadcast, it's accurate and includes other relevant information and context. Propaganda is a term you might have encountered in your social studies classes. It's information designed to promote a cause and prompt you to take action. Dictators and terrorists often use propaganda to attract and energize followers. Propaganda deliberately distorts an issue by misrepresenting facts and appealing to emotion, particularly fear. It also often includes aggressive or loaded language.
You will be treated like a virus, and we are the cure. We are anonymous. We are Legion.
It might include facts, but often those facts are carefully selected for their effect, taken out of context, and misrepresented in ways meant to prompt an emotional response. Propagandists created fake tweets from non-existent people using the hashtag Baltimore Loot Crew to brag about instances of looting in Baltimore during protests over the death of Freddie Gray, a young black man who died in police custody. But the looting never actually happened, and the people claiming to do it don't even exist. Unlike the other 6 information zones, raw information is content that has not been edited, interpreted, or filtered before being disseminated. Usually, the primary purpose of raw information is to document or provide a record of an event. Examples of raw information run the gamut from statistical studies to recordings of 911 emergency calls.
911 operator 2194.
Yeah, I'm witnessing an airplane is going down. It's off fire on the left lane.
To surveillance camera footage, to cell phone photos and video footage of an event shot by a bystander. As with publicity, journalists sometimes use raw information in their reporting, but it's important that they thoroughly check it and put it in context when they do so. Be careful when evaluating raw information as a news consumer. Often, it doesn't tell the whole story and leaves out important facts and other pieces of context. Also, marketers, pranksters, rumor mongers, and advertisers love to produce things that seem raw, but really aren't, to gain your attention or trust. Now that you've learned about the 7 different info zones and their primary purposes, it's time to test your info zone know-how on some real information.